Well, I am definitely in. That doesn't sound good. Welcome, survivors. In this video, I'll be demonstrating how to use the new building system in Sons of the Forest to build a starting log cabin. The in-game Survivor's Guide gives you pictorial instructions on how to build the basic structures like fences, floors, walls, stairs, you know, the usual building type stuff. First, we are going to start at the bottom with the floor. Opening the book to the floor page shows the steps, not to be confused with stairs. Simply grab 4 freshly harvested logs and aim at the ground where you'll see a white dashed rectangle with a single dashed line pointing straight up. Left-click to place the log on the ground. From there, grab your remaining 3 logs, and if you line it up just right, you'll see a white dashed arrow. Left-click to place these in position, forming a square. Now there are 2 ways to make the floorboards. First, manually cut a fresh log on the ground in half along its length. To do that, have the axe equipped and go towards the end of the log, aim at it, and you'll see a red dashed line. Left click to cut it. Then grab the half logs and place them in the square once you see the dashed white arrows. However, the easiest way to place the floor is to grab a full log and aim at your square, and you'll see 2 halves of a white dashed arrow moving back and forth. Left click and you'll automatically cut the log in half and place it down.
Hey, I'm helping.
Ah, look at that floor coming in.
Yep. Why do I have to use a floor?
We're not barbarians. We're not going to... Or just as in the original The Forest, building directly on the ground can be undesirable, especially if the ground is uneven. 2 main issues with building on the ground are grass clipping through the floor or just not being able to place the logs down due to the elevation of the ground getting in the way. Instead, I highly recommend constructing struts and building your floors on top of those. By consulting the Survivor's Guidebook, the struts page shows a diagram of 4 vertical logs cut in half about the diameter, not lengthwise cut as we did with the floorboards, and topped with 2 full horizontal logs and braced in the corners with 2 half logs. Then at the end, you have the option to remove the 2 central logs once the brace corners are in place. To start, we'll cut some logs in half, this time in the center about the diameter. We'll place 1 vertically by aiming at the ground and left-clicking when we see the white dashed circle. Next, we grab another half log, and if you aim just right, you'll see the same circle but connected to the original log by a white dashed line. Place it and grab an additional log and do the same. Now, though the diagram says you need to place 4 vertical, you actually don't. You can place however many you like depending on the size of your desired structure. Here I'll go with 3 and start to place the full logs on top. To place the corner braces, grab another half log and aim at the corner till you see a curved dash arrow and left click. After placing the braces, you'll have the option to take out the middle log, but you don't have to if you like the look of it. Now we'll proceed and place the rest of our vertical half logs in the same manner as before to create the foundation of our log cabin. And lastly, we'll position all of our horizontal full logs and half log corner braces to create all the struts of our foundation. One thing to be aware of is if you didn't like how you positioned something, or you want to take logs from an existing structure, walk up to the structure, aim at the log you want, and hold C. You'll see the log shake, and if you continue to hold it, you'll grab it. I would advise you just tap C initially just to see if you are targeting the correct log. Then proceed to hold on C to grab it once you are sure it is the one you want. Now, as we did directly on the ground, we can place the floorboards in the same fashion by either grabbing single full-length half logs or by grabbing a full log and place them between the full log supports. You'll notice that on one side I have cross supports between 2 parallel struts, forming the familiar square shape that we placed our previous floorboards upon. On the other side of my foundation, I do not have them. You can place the floorboards on either side without issue as long as you have the parallel struts supporting both ends of the floorboard. The square shape is not required. Up until now, I have been jumping up to get on top of my foundation to place the floorboards, and honestly, I'm just exhausted. Time to make it easier with some stairs. Flipping to the stairs page in the survivor's guide shows we need 2 slanted full logs propped up against a beam structure and some full-length half logs. Well, we already have our beam structure via the struts we placed, and now we simply need to place the full log slanted by aiming at the strut and left-clicking when we see a sloped white dashed line. Grabbing another full log and aiming it between 2 sloped logs shows 2 different white dashed shapes if we right-click. One is familiar, 2 halved arrows moving back and forth, and the other is 2 zigzagged dashed lines moving back and forth. The oh-so-familiar shape will make the ramp, and the zigzag will form the stairs. So let us first demonstrate what the ramp looks like by placing the full logs when we see the 2 halved arrows moving back and forth. For our last plank, we'll grab a single and place it when we see a single white dashed arrow. To see the stairs, we will disassemble the ramp by aiming at the half logs and holding C to grab them. Once removed, we will position them, but be careful when placing already split logs like this. There is a subtle difference in the orientation of the white dashed arrow seen by right-clicking. If the white dashed arrow is rotated slightly, it will place a ramp. If the white dashed arrow is flat with respect to the ground, it will place stairs. Our next task is to make the walls, and this is honestly the easiest part. Looking at our trusty book, we can see all we need to do is stack horizontal full logs. As we did with placing the full logs on the ground to make the floor, we'll do the same here. Aim at the ground till you see the white dashed rectangle and left click. Go around the perimeter in this manner and do the same to stack the logs higher and higher. While Kevin grabs us additional logs for our wall, let us make a simple stick fence around what will be our porch. Referencing our guide shows we need to place 2 vertical sticks and 2 horizontal sticks to form the fence. Put a stick in hand from your inventory and use the correct shape, unlike my hasty first attempt, and don't accidentally place a fire pit. Instead, right-click and you'll see a smaller version of the white-shaped circle we saw with the full logs, and left-click where you want it. From there, like we saw with the struts, aim till you see a white dashed line connected to the circle and left-click again. Do this to form all the supports of the fence and then go back and left-click all the horizontal supports in place. Now that our faithful sidekick has gotten us some more logs, we place the remaining logs around the perimeter to raise the wall higher. Next, I'll show you guys how to make a door and window. Referencing our handy guide shows us we need to have a wall in place and cut the shape. So we approach our wall with axe in hand and aim till we see a red dashed line rectangle. Left click to remove the wood. We'll do that about 5 logs high and then grab ourselves another full log and aim at the opening till we see the familiar white dashed half arrows and left click. Grabbing a second log finishes the task, and now we have a door. The window is the same process, except we cut less logs out and we don't need to grab a log to fill the opening. Unfortunately, Kevin, our muted friend, apparently got stuck underneath, and in order to free him, we had to disassemble part of our structure. Taco Bear suggested I free him by shooting him in the face, but then no log gatherer. So we free our Kevin via disassembly. You'll note that when disassembling, you cannot remove a log that is providing structural support. This is indicated by a red X when trying to remove it. Our next step after freeing Kevin and placing everything back is to finish the walls so we can create the roof. I'll show you 2 ways to do this. First with the roof of the cabin, and second with the roof of our porch. First, you'll need to place a vertical log and 2 horizontal logs across what will be the roof. And while we are working our asses off, the recently freed and not shot in the face Kevin is lounging about in the sun when he should be gathering logs. As we did with the floor, aim your full logs, except up this time instead of at the ground, and left click when you see the 2 halved arrows. We will do this for the remaining open space to create the roof. Hey Kevin, follow me. Hey Kevin, get back to work. Apparently you don't take orders anymore. Should have listened to Taco. Oops. Note to self. Don't try to write notes while carrying logs. Get logs, damn it! Now we'll proceed to place more half logs to form our roof. For now, this will be our roof, but can be turned into a second floor when I am ready to expand. Well played, motherfucker. Well played. And finally, we place our last log. To create the roof of our porch, we'll place a sloped full log and then aim a full log at the base of the sloped log till we see a white dashed curved arrow. Left click and in one smooth motion, we'll lift the sloped log and place the vertical, making the sloped log now the horizontal portion of our roof. Then we will do as before, place extra support logs and then place our full logs in between to form the roof panels. The last structure we are going to cover here is the defense wall. Take a rounded log of any size, here the half logs we used previously for the struts, and place them vertically. These can provide added defense against cannibals, and most importantly, preventing idiots from crawling underneath. Once in place vertically, we aim our axe till we see the V-shaped red dashed line and left click. And that is it, folks. I hope this video demonstrated the intuitiveness of the new building system and how versatile it is. Pretty much place where you want something, cut where you want a door or a window or a spike, and that's it. Good luck with your builds, fellow survivors, and hope you are feeling safer inside a cabin built with your own hands. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for further Sons of the Forest content on this channel.
Maybe you'll have to redo everything.
I don't really want to do that.
Look at that floor. You don't have any reputation in this game.
I do not.